After a long legal battle, finally we see that Ram Mandir is coming up in Ayodhya.
This is coming to us after a wait of 500 years.
Opposition has come out and said that it's more of a political event that is being made in the name of religion.
We have invited the chairperson of the Congress Parliamentary Party, Sonia Gandhi. I went and invited Kharge himself.
Message says that Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi Vadra are not eligible for invitation or so.
Personally, I don't believe in the dynasties.
The real people, public, they have their feelings and expressions connected to Ram Lalla. Due to this very particular huge cloud of VIP will be somewhere missing from the ground.
We cannot invite everybody, but we have selected 10 persons who, because of their economic compulsions, could donate only 100 rupees each.
Well, preparations are in full swing for grand inauguration of Ram Mandir temple in Ayodhya. And to speak on same, I am now joined by International Working President of Vishwa Hindu Parishad with me, Senior Advocate Alok Kumar ji with me. Directly going to him and having a word about same. Sir, we are saying that after a long legal battle, finally we see that Ram Mandir is coming up in Ayodhya.
This is a very much awaited means this is coming to us after a wait of 500 years, 5 centuries. But then, this is not the time to remind us of the past events. The present is this, that on the 22nd of January, about 4,500 saints, drawn from almost all the districts of Bharat, belonging to more than 150 various sects, which include the scheduled tribes and scheduled castes, and also the great saints and seers of the persons professing Sikhism, Jainism or Buddhism. Some 2,500 invitees, whose list is like a who's who of Bharat in almost all fields. Whosoever is on the top has been invited, and almost all of them have agreed to come. So this would be a function in Ayodhya, representative of the Bharat, and 1 or 2 persons each from 50 other countries. Apart from this function would be celebrated at more than 500,000 locations all over the world. The VHP is going to invite 10 crore families by personally going at their doorsteps, presenting them with the pile chawal, yellow rice, which has been made sacred by the puja in Shri Ram Janmabhoomi in Ayodhya, and to tell them that this is not one occasion where you should see it from the television or at your residence or at your drawing room. It's an occasion for a collective celebration. So come to your nearest temple, the locality temple, treat it as Ayodhya for that day. Collectively at the temple, look at this ceremony, not as mere spectators. After the function, when the arati begins, stand up, chant the arati, dance, and become a participant in whatever is happening in Ayodhya. So, more than 500,000 locations, more than 7 crore people, it's going to be a celebration that may not have been seen in any part of the globe for the last 100 years and may not be easy to happen again at any time.
So, this seems certainly listening to the preparations, grand celebrations are on its way, we understand. There is a lot of curiosity and excitement about what Ram Lalla's idol will be. If you can throw a bit of light, because we understand there is some kind of announcement of one particular sculptor from Karnataka. His idol has been selected, or
Those-
there's something else.
Those announcements are not official.
Okay.
We decided to install a DT which is 5 feet a few inches taller. We have seen the idols of Ram at the age of say 1 or 1.5 years, Ram Lala, who walks onto all. This is an idol of a Ram Lala of the age of some 5 years. So it has all the features of a small boy, beautiful and smiling, and it has all the features of representing that he is the God and the Lord of the universe, both combined into one statue. The mothers would like to look at him as their own son, simultaneously bowing down to the one who has created the whole universe and is running it. It's a wonderful deity.
We understand, is there some kind of like question that has been raised about the color of the idol that needs to be portrayed or that needs to be highlighted?
I think it will be resolved on 17th when the deity comes out. The ceremony is called riding the chariot. In Sanskrit it is Ratha Rudh. And then he goes for a Nagar Parikrama. His eyes will be tied down to be opened on 22nd in the Abhijit Muhurat. But then the color of the deity would be visible on 17th January.
So from 16th to 22nd, if you can throw a bit of light on what the programs will be and how the schedule will go ahead with it.
The program of Pran Pratishtha has long ceremonies. The deity goes around the town, Nagar Darshan. He reaches the temple. The next day it is installed in the sanctorum, and there is a day of Jalvas. The god lives in water. There is a day of Annavas. He lives under the rice.
This will be when?
Annavas.
This will be when? On which day?
On the next
Okay,
day.
next week.
And on the day after would be Shayyavas. He takes a rest. And then when everything happens, the last thing is removing the patti around his eyes. And then a glass is placed in front of him, a looking glass, because then the god looks at his own image when he opens his eyes. So it would be completed by about some minutes after 12.
So such grand celebrations are there. Opposition has come out and said that it's the current government and it's more of a political event that has been made in the name of religion.
Well, we have invited the Prime Minister, but we have also invited the leader of opposition. We went to his home. We have invited the chairperson of the Congress Parliamentary Party, Sonia Gandhi. I went and invited Kharge himself. The heads of all major political parties have been invited.
The message says that Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi Vadra are not eligible for invitation or so.
Who are we to decide about the eligibility? But because of the constraint of numbers, we made a uniform criteria. Presidents of all political parties, major political parties. In addition to that, the leader of opposition and the chairperson of the CPB. I think we have a rational criteria. And I'm sorry, personally I don't believe in the dynasties. The only claim of Rahul and Priyanka to be invited is that they belong to the ruling dynasty that started from Nehru. If Rahul, then why not all the other MPs?
So, while we understand that there is, as you also said, that who's who are invited, and there are so many people from different fields, all of them coming together for this particular grand celebration. But questions are raised, sir, when we speak that the real people, public, they have their feelings and expressions connected to Ram Lalla. They have their feeling and expressions connected to Ayodhya and Ram Temple. They themselves, on that very particular day, due to this very particular huge cloud of VIP, will be somewhere missing from the ground.
No, they won't be.
Okay.
As we have not invited any business person, we cannot invite everybody. But we have selected 10 persons who, because of their economic compulsions, could donate only 100 rupees each. 10 of such donors are the guests invited for 22nd of January. Similarly, the labor force, not the experts and engineers, the ground level labor force, representatives from them have also been invited. We wanted to stop at 6,000. We then have stopped at 8,000. That is the maximum sitting capacity that the ground can hold. But from 23rd of January, everybody without any restrictions would be welcome to see Ram Lalla, to have darshan of him.
So while we were having word with some of the people around, so they were saying that how they were part of the contribution to make this very particular Ram temple, but due to all these actors and several other VIPs who have probably no connection with Ram temple, or they themselves have never contributed in that
See, you have to put a full stop somewhere. The contributions were received from 12.5 crore families. 65 crore people donated. Would anybody suggest to invite and bring 65 crores on that one day? So you have to put a stop somewhere. So we have invited some people who invested a huge amount and some people who donated 100 rupees each. There is no discrimination. And well, this is a chance to forget the past, to give another chance to everybody to participate. So we have selected on the basis of the merits and contribution in the national life and have called them. I don't think we are the judges to examine if this man has a more devotion to Ram and that man has a lesser. Some uniform criterions.
So there are leaders like Asauddin Owaisi. They come out with remarks where they say that, in fact, in recent rally, he went on to say and said, "Young people, please be aware that they are taking up all our masjids."
I have seen that statement.
Yeah, your remarks to that?
Yeah, I have two comments. One, Owaisi is a member of Parliament. He has taken an oath to abide by the Constitution, true faith and allegiance. Therefore, and he knows obviously that 5 senior most judges of the Supreme Court have unanimously decided that the place belongs to Ram. His references to Babri Masjid are therefore unfortunate and in breach of his oath. My second point is that Owaisi lives on the media. He can speak a language which the media will pick up. But his following in the Muslim community cannot be rated very high. When the judgment came and the Supreme Court said that a 5-acre plot be given to the Muslim party, Owaisi appeared on the television and said, "We do not accept charity. Islam is against it." And he shouted and declared at the top of his voice that the Muslims would not accept the 5-acre plots. Some people asked me, I said, who is giving it to Owaisi? And what happened? The moment it was offered to the other party, that is the Muslim party, in the litigation, it was immediately accepted by them. Owaisi's said that if the land is given to Ram temple, there would be riots and violence. But the Hindus and the Muslims alike, we have faith in the courts. And when the court gives a verdict, everybody says, maybe I am sorry, maybe I am hurt, maybe the judgment was not in my favor. But since a court has decided, I'll abide by it. So the country was peaceful, serene in the aftermath of the judgment, in spite of Owaisi's.
So, many say that this is a grand victory of the current government of Bharatiya Janata Party, who had one of the strongest poll promises. And ahead of Lok Sabha 2024, this is the grand victory that they are coming up with.
Well, I would like to use somewhat a restrained language. On the day of the judgment, in my press conference, I said, it should not be interpreted in terms of victory and defeat. We should take it calmly. But I would certainly call it a grand success. The government's role in the delivery of judgment was not there. Obviously, it could not be. But then thereafter, on the ground, there were so many problems, technical and others, which the government helped us to sort out. And I would profusely thank Modi ji and his government for being so helpful on all occasions in the construction of the temple, and to admit that the temple could not be completed without such a generous help from the government. The money is being spent by the trust, not by the government. But the government is providing all the major help, including the development of a more than adequate infrastructure in Ayodhya and around.
Such long wait, and after such kind of legal battle that turned out to be, this is the very particular day. How do you foresee further the way ahead once Ram Temple is there in front of the whole world? There is a strong message that India is probably giving.
As far as the temple is concerned, the VHP's job is over. We will now work for the Ram Rajya, which includes social harmony. We forget the castes. We forget the high and low amongst the castes, which Rama himself has said to Nishad Raj. We work for the dignity and empowerment of the women, like Rama himself walked and returned the dignity to Ahilya. We work for the annihilation of terrorism from the face of the earth. We work to ensure that everybody has his basic necessities, including of education and job, fulfilled. We work for a society which lives under a proper spiritual discipline, and to develop this country as Sujalam Sufalam, Shasya Shyamalam. And then by our conduct and lives, teach the world the path to eternal happiness. This is for what the VHP is going to work from here now.
The last message to all our viewers on the very day.
The message is the life of Bhagwan Ram as revealed in Ramayana, Ramcharitmanas and other such things. That is the guiding light. The guiding light is the way our seers live and lived. We should look towards them and try to imbibe their qualities and virtues in our life, so that Vivekananda said, everybody is divine. He has to realize it. That is the mission of Bharat. and thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your precious time. So that was Senior Advocate Alok Kumar, the current International Working President of Vishwa Hindu Parishad, citing us all details about the very day that is of Ram Mandir consecration that is going to happen on 22nd of January. With video journalists Amit Rawat and Shubham, I'm Urvashi Khuna reporting for The New India.
For such fine news breaks and video features from ground on your mobile phones, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, The New Indian, by clicking on the bell icon. Also, follow us on the social media handles on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook and Co.